Welcome back to the VMS podcast. It's your host, Deasia, and today I have
Cydni Stanford.
And we're going to talk about what Cydni does, and she wears many hats. As the last episode, Black women wear many hats. So what do you do, Cydni?
So, like you said, I wear many hats. I think at this point, I just kind of categorize myself as a creative because I own Décollage, which is a sustainable clothing brand that you can see some pieces here. And I'm actually wearing one of my underbust corsets.
Yep, show it.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm a model. I've been doing that for, I think, 7 years now. Mm-hmm. And then also I just started acting, which I'm really excited to go on that journey because that's also something that I'm super passionate about.
So how is modeling as far as the background of modeling? Like, everybody sees like you guys coming out and walking, but how is it getting ready for a show? Like, what does that feel like?
Yeah, so modeling, especially for runway, is a full on like day experience. Mm-hmm. So like your call time could be like 10 a.m. and the show doesn't start until 7 p.m. So you really have to be like tuned in with yourself mentally to be able to kind of handle that.
So what do you do in that time?
So, and the crazy part is, you're like, okay, you're there for, I don't know, 10 hours, whatever, but it actually goes by really quickly because, so you get back there, you check in, you have like hair and makeup, and mind you, there's 15 other girls models to each hairstylist or makeup artist. So that takes time to get through everybody. And then you have rehearsal for like the designer segment, if it's KC Fashion Week or, whatever show. And then there is a little bit of wait time in between, maybe like 2-ish hours. And then after that, it's time to get the clothes on and go.
So do you like eat between that time or cause I didn't know some people like if you eat like you are like your clothes are fitted to you specifically. So I like was watching these little fashion model stories and they were talking about them eating and being bloated and not fitting correctly. So I'm like, do they eat? Like what?
So yeah, if you have some sense, you'll eat. Because if not, with them bright lights, you will
pass out
on the runway. Yes. So and there is a such thing as a model diet, especially like a week. Actually, I'm walking a fashion show tomorrow. By the time this is out, runway review. By the time this is out, it'll already have passed. But this week I've been taking good care of my body, doing juices, making sure I'm not eating things like pizza and like super like heavy, greasy, heavy things. But I eat 3 meals a day and a snack. We're not starving ourselves over here.
So how was like KC Fashion Week? Did that already pass?
So I didn't do this past season, but so that passed I think in September, and then they're actually having another casting on Sunday for it. I didn't do this past season, but I enjoy KC Fashion Week. It's just a little difficult because in the KC market, there's not a lot of fashion shows that pay. You have to like kind of fight for your payment sometimes, but with runway review,
let's talk about that.
Yes, with runway review, that is, I believe to my knowledge, that is the only fashion show in KC that you get $100. Like, just cut and dry. With KC Fashion Week, it kind of depends on if the designer can afford it to pay their model, and that's honestly not really fair. Because designers already have to pay a fee to be a part of the show anyway. And it's a lot of stress. And, I'm a designer too, so I completely understand the struggle. So, hopefully pretty soon they'll start, figuring out some ways to get people paid and so that it won't be so stressful.
So have you been to, like, other places like New York, like that kind of thing? Like, what's your dream, like, fashion runway to walk down? I know New York is, like, a big thing, so.
Oh, for sure. As far as modeling, so I haven't been in New York Fashion Week yet. And I would say at this point in my life, modeling is more, it's not what I'm going for, like as hard career-wise. It's just, I love modeling. I love being in front of the camera, being on the runway. It's kind of more of like a hobby that I can get paid for, if that makes sense. I'm not like going super, super hard. with that right now. But if I did ever have the chance to do a huge runway show, I think, I don't know, Schiaparelli. Daniel Roseberry, he is a genius. I think he's from Texas. Yeah, he's dope as hell. So I would love to do a Schiaparelli show.
So what do you wear? So you wear many hats, but what's the most important hat to you?
You're asking me to like choose between my kids or something. I don't have kids. These are my kids. The things that I'm doing are my kids. I don't know, because it's so. Oh my god. Okay, I have a little story for you. Like.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Manifestation is so real for me. My mom like kept all my stuff from elementary school, all my little like drawings and stuff. So there's this picture, I actually have it.
We're gonna put it on the screen.
Okay, cool. As you can see,
because manifestation is
in the middle.
Okay, somebody just send that to me so we can put it on.
Okay. Yeah.
We actually looking at something.
It says, I will be a star in the middle. And then all around it has model, dance, sing, cheer, act.
And you did cheer?
Yeah. I was a cheerleader in high school. Like, I've done all of this. Even though I'm not like super, passionate about singing or dancing. Like, I'm still, I'm modeling, I'm acting, all of that. And so, yeah, I don't know, from a young age, I just really cared about all of it. So yeah, at this point, I'm only 22, so things will definitely get clearer for me as to where I should put most of my energy. But for now, I'm just really striving to do all of it.
Be the best Cydni.
Yeah, just be the best Cydni that I can be. Yeah, and I'm just doing whatever feels right.
So, acting. How did you get into acting? Like, what was your first job per se?
So I think it was not even a year ago that I decided, no, like, I have to act. Like, this is something that I need to do. So from then, in I think it was March, I did my first ever short film called How Do You Take Your Coffee, out I think in like 2024. It's not even out yet.
Coming soon?
Yeah, it's coming soon. So yeah, that was my first job, and that one, wasn't paid, which I was fine with. It's my first ever movie. Yeah, that was a really good learning experience. I remember walking in, like, I didn't realize how big it was going to be until I got there. I walked in, the lights are everywhere, there's trucks pulling out like huge, yes, no, and the director, John Ramirez, he's a really nice guy. We were shooting, and he's like, cut. He's like, hey, like, I need you to take just a deep breath in and out, because my hands were shaking. And I was like, no! I really hope that you can't see. I haven't seen the movie yet. So,
do you get to see it before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like a, what's it called? One of those days.
Like a screening? So.
Like a carpet screening. I know they be having those like Little Mermaid and stuff like that.
I'm not sure yet. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna premiere at the KC Film Fest. But yeah, they just stopped editing How Do You Take Your Coffee. So I'm sure I'm gonna get information on all that kind of stuff soon.
So can you tell us a little bit about what it's about? Or no, you want to keep that down?
No, I can. Yeah, it's actually. I'm so thankful for the. I feel like this is far away. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm really thankful for this being my first one because I kind of relate to the story. So it's about, I don't even know, what was the character's name? Isai. This guy named Isai from KC plays the main character. And he's kind of coming to terms with his relationship with his like kind of not long lost father, but distant father. And he kind of is like running different scenarios in his head of what it's going to be like to talk to him for the first time in like a decade. Although I know my dad, I kind of relate to a lot of the feelings that were explored in the short film. So yeah, I'm really happy for that one. Yeah, I'm excited.
What part did you play?
So I was the barista. And yeah, it's kind of, my job was really to differentiate the different scenarios. So like one scenario, he'll come in. I don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah, not too much.
But yeah, not too much. Not too much.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. But the way that I'm presented is supposed to signal like, oh, this is different than what it was before. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you for now. Yeah, you'll just have to see it.
So have you been? Okay, I seen. Like, I think it was a while ago. I think you were in a music video. How was that different from, like, movie acting than being in a music video? Is it a different... Well, I'm sure it's a different vibe, but, like, what are the differences?
So, yeah, the music video was for Tech Nine's and Rumor's Father Figure, which, yeah, it's a really dope song. I don't know if you've heard it, but it was cool. We shot that one at the Truman, and that was more so, I felt like I was an extra, essentially. And at this point in my acting career, I haven't been an extra yet, which is honestly the reverse. Normally you start off as an extra, and then you move into speaking roles, but I'm kind of flip-flopped, thankfully, you know, that it's been dope. So that, I think, was like a 4-ish hour shoot. It wasn't too bad. It was funny just like hearing the same song over and over and over and over again and having to be like, yeah, the whole time, just like fist pumping, like doing all this stuff. Because the thing that people don't really talk about with filmmaking or doing music videos is when you see a different angle, all of that is like, how can I explain? It's all shot differently. So when you know,
do it over and over.
Yes. So when you have like,
I don't know that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird when you start thinking about it.
So when you watch movies now, or when you watch music videos now, do you see it differently because you're actually been? Do you see it
already? Yes, already. And it's a little bit annoying too, because especially so with this other film that I'm on called Others, which that one was paid, and I was, oh my god, I'm so thankful to already have like a paid acting role and not even be like a full year into acting. That one I really got like a whole view of what it's like, but only in like a couple days to shoot like a bigger film. When you see scenes shot at nighttime in movies and TV, a lot of the time those are shot at like 3 a.m. which I didn't know until
you would be up at like you staying up.
So I think the first day I was on set, my call time, at first it was 1 a.m., but then they switched it to 12:30. And I was like, okay, actually, because I was taking a nap. Like it was, I ate dinner and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap and then drive to set. As soon as I laid my head down, they're like, hey, can you actually come in 30 minutes earlier? I was like, no. I cannot. So yeah, I think that one we shot from like 1:30 a.m. to maybe around 3-ish. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's different. It's real different.
So where do you see... Okay, next, moving on to your clothing brand. Where do you want this to go? What's your clothing brand like? Do you want to have your own fashion runway type thing? Is it just like you want to have it in stores? Is it just like you want everybody in the world to wear? Or is it just like you just want to be able to make your own style and make your clothes look like you? Like what do you want this to look like?
If I'm being so honest, like I want to touch the sky with my clothing brand. Like I believe in myself and I believe in it so wholeheartedly that I have no other choice but to touch the sky. Yes. That's how I feel. Especially because it's sustainable. And my whole like my why behind everything I'm doing, but especially my clothing brand is sustainability and to show people that we can live a life that's more eco-friendly and still look fly as hell. Like honestly, this whole fit, I just realized this whole fit is essentially thrifted or made from sustainable materials. And also I think just as a Black woman specifically in the fashion industry, within the past, I would say decade, it has been like really male focused. A lot of the stuff that we're seeing has been made by men. Now they're dope as hell. I love male designers. My favorite designer is Gianni Versace, a man.
Yeah.
But I feel as though as women, if we're going to be buying the clothes, we need to have more representation. We need to have
ourselves.
Yes, we need to have more women making the clothing. And then especially with sustainability, I feel like sometimes, especially in the Black community, people don't really feel like something is super important unless they see someone like them saying, hey, this is important. You should be paying attention to this. So I want to be a part of that movement to get Black people to start buying more sustainable clothes, figuring out how to live a more sustainable lifestyle, and all of it. Yeah.
So where can people go to buy your pieces?
Shopdecollage.com.
I'm going to put it in the bio.
Yeah.
And you better click on it.
Period. And yeah, I have some really cool stuff coming. Some of it I have to keep on the hush for now, but I will be having a product launch in 2024. That's gonna be super dope. And this corset, I think I might put it up on the website for the Christmas season. I might do that for y'all. And yeah, I just had my first editorial photo shoot for my brand.
How was that?
It was really dope. I was so happy.
That's such a blessing.
It is. It really is such a blessing because normally, since I do model, all of my stuff, I've just been like, okay, I guess I'll just model it myself, whatever. But this one, I was like, no, I really want to bring in some other people because it was for my senior showcase collection called Revival. So it's just 3 looks, but one of them, I wanted a plus size woman, like specifically whenever I put the pencil to the paper, I was like, this is going to be a plus size look. And then the other 2 is me modeling, and then another girl who's more, standard size, whatever. And yeah, I loved working with them, all Black women. Yeah, the pictures are turning out really beautifully. So.
So when are we gonna expect to see this collection? Is like the first of the month? Or not the first of the month. First of the year. Sorry. First of the year, like January, like February, or like. Are you still thinking, or you just want to keep it on a hush hush?
I'm trying to figure it out because it's not exactly being like made to be put on sale. They're all one of one looks. So I mean, if someone wants to buy them, they definitely can. But I'm not going to be like mass producing these. So I don't know. I think I might drop the pictures sometime soon within the next couple months. It might be the top of the year. Yeah.
Look out. Would you ever like mass produce, or do you always just want certain pieces? Like, what do you want to do? So
yeah, with the 2024 product launch, that's what I'm going for. It's like a mass production. I want everyone and their mother
to have
and their grandmother to have what I'm about to drop in 2024. So yeah, with that thing specifically, yes. But with things like, jackets or other one-of-one pieces, I really enjoy making them by hand. So I really enjoy like the one-of-one experience making clothing. So yeah, I think. And
when she launches this, we're gonna have her come back on to see how it went.
And that's on period.
And recap. Because this is super dope, especially as a Black woman, especially as in Kansas City. Like, you're doing great things. And especially with clothing and stuff, like, I feel like it's important what we wear, because I feel like Black people put a lot of money into corporations who don't necessarily care about us. So I feel like it's important when we do have those Black businesses that do things professionally, because it is some business out there that make you want to be like, I love our people, but it make you want to be like, okay, this is why, like, why are you being a professional?
Yeah, no, for real.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Now I want to go buy something from Macy's. From Macy's.
Yeah.
Because you're making me mad.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to support you.
Yeah.
So anybody that's like doing business right, which you're a very genuine person. Even knowing you in high school, just remember you were always so genuine and kind. It's just like, okay, I can be behind this because I know some genuineness there.
Thank you.
Now it's some people that they just trying to make some money, and then you got a bad and nasty attitude. You got an attitude because somebody didn't get their package, and you, I don't know, I ain't No, patience. Yes, like you gotta know some business etiquette.
Yes. Oh my God, business etiquette. Can we have that business?
I'm right here on the screen.
For sure.
Because I had some experiences where I was even on SD. I see a black girl making body butters and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I haven't got my package. Mm-hmm. It's been 2 months. Ooh. And she got attitude with me. I'm like, listen.
I just gave you my money.
Yes.
Interesting.
That's what be making me mad. So I understand what people be saying, black people, but Cydni, y'all gonna have to hit that link and purchase her stuff, because I'm telling y'all from me, no. Yeah, support. Thank you. No, it's not gonna be no. I don't know how to get your money.
No, you gonna get your stuff. You gonna get your stuff. No, because you wanna know the real deal is that I have a whole storage unit full of fabric and all types of stuff. No, I need to get it out of my life. Yes. The things that I make, please take it.
Please come buy it.
Yeah.
Purchase.
Yeah.
Buy. Purchase.
I don't need to be holding on to nothing else.
Hit the link. No. Put it in there. And y'all need to go shop.
Yeah.
And support black women.
For sure.
But, so are you scared? Do you ever be scared to put out your pieces? What if people gonna like it? What if people are not gonna like it? Or are you just this is me. I'm putting out. This is who I am. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. What you get is what you get.
That last one, for sure. I would say sometimes I do get scared to put out certain things, because we do live in a world where it is hard for small businesses, period, to break through the noise, but small black businesses, it's even harder. And smaller black designers as well. It's we're fly as hell, and naturally we're fly as hell. Yeah. And when bigger people see that, they're like, "Oh, my idea." They strip it, and then they put it on something that's cheaper, and then they sell it to everybody, and then everyone is thinking that it's their. Yeah, that's their thing.
And I've seen that happen. Yeah, a lot of designers. I forgot what design it was. I think somebody took. I don't know, but it was kind of bad that it was well, dang, and they really won't give you a credit, and then they'll try to play you like you crazy.
Yes.
I don't know what this person is talking about.
And then it's you got the receipts right here. So yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Just give me my credit.
For real. And I think that's also, because I work with Whitney Manning, who's a fashion and textile designer here in KC. Dope as hell as well. Y'all should look her up.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look her up.
Yes.
I'm tapping into this fashion stuff too. I be putting a little here and there, but I don't be knowing who is who, and I'm okay, I be wanting to support and be okay, this is a cute piece, this and that, but this is good information.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got you. We were just having that conversation the other day of it's okay to collab with people. You don't have to just feel like you have to take someone's idea. My hair is in my mouth. There we go. You don't have to feel like you just have to take someone's idea and then not give them credit. Reach out if you think that they're fly.
Yeah, and sometimes it don't even be about the money. It just be about the credit. Give me my credit.
Yes, seriously, because that can open up so many doors.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it really can. And so yeah, I don't know. It's just it's really disappointing too when you see that take place, when all they had to do is just be hey, I really like your stuff. Let's do a collab and grow together. But
then it'd be a lot of haterism. I'm not gonna lie. From the black community, not the black community, I'm not gonna lie, these white corporations.
Oh my God.
Straight up. This is the Vehemence Podcast. We speak passionately about real stuff. So we're gonna get to the nitty gritty. It's not gonna be no beating around the bush. No, that's true. So even Kim's stuff,
I want to say it
too, but
I want to say it. But you said
this is the Vehemence Podcast.
We say
the real. We say the real one here. We're not beating around the bush and telling it it is, because this is authentic and 100%. But yeah, even her, I see her kind of stealing ideas from other people too. Because I don't want to be wrong, but I think somebody else had that. I think it was somebody that was kind of building it in some sort of way. I don't know. The Swarovski. I cannot say that word. I think so.
The crystals.
Yes.
You're on the right track. Okay. You were on the right track. A black woman.
I knew I seen something. Okay.
Yes.
So, advocate. because I kind of knew what I was talking about, but I don't really know what I was talking about. But y'all know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I seen that too. Like, she taking other people's, and she just, okay, now, and then next thing you know, she taking a picture with the NBA. She got an NBA thing in there. Now they're making underwear. This is the best underwear for men's and all this stuff. And it's like, you done took somebody's whole idea.
It's a joke.
And you just walk around like, nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. It's a joke. And then also, the gag is, the woman, and I'm so mad that I don't remember the designer's name. But
we can look it up.
Yeah, we can look it up. Period. She said.
Let's get on the computer. But keep talking.
Yeah, she did Beyonce's tour outfits. Like, she's not just, you know, a nobody. Like, this is a prominent figure within the fashion community. Maybe you can look up.
Beyonce.
Like Beyonce tour outfit, crystal looks or something. Designer. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's super just like
but
stupid.
Kim do it all the time.
Yes, she does.
But they still black culture all the time. Let's be for real.
Yes. Well, and then I think that's why people get so upset and triggered about, you know, like hair, for instance. That's a whole other conversation. But to your point, I don't understand why even black women be getting BBLs. She got a BBL because we are the BBLs. Look. We are the BBLs. Look. You about to have me shouting up in here.
We were real on here. You say how you feel. This is literally why I created this, like, for us young people to speak how we feel. Like, say what you mean. That's it. But, like, they're literally culture vultures.
Yes.
Culture vultures. I'm trying to find it.
But yeah, no, what I was going to say was, it's like, that's why people get so upset about, you know, hair and things like that, because it's like, you already don't give us credit for things that we really did produce, you know, like original designs for, you know, things. And then on top of that, you're going to start taking our hairstyles too. Like, what is
Take the hairstyles.
Done
got the BBL for the
BBL,
body. Lips done.
Like, just everything. And it's just like, no, and then, like, they get their skin darkened too. Like, all of it. It's just... Want a tan. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I don't think it's her.
No, it's not Iris Van Herpen.
I don't know who
Dang.
We're really trying to look this up, y'all.
No, because we need to put some respect on her name, for real. Like...
If I find it after this, I'm definitely going to clip it in by the time I edit this. I'm probably going to edit it this weekend. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do my homework on who this designer is, because she needs her credit for sure.
She does.
But they still all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
So I think that is the main thing for me, is like, I don't want to be afraid to be seen because I'm afraid that someone is going to take what I've done. But...
how do you, like, protect yourself? Because, honestly, I think I'm supposed to have, like, so when I do videos at my work, I keep that private over here. But I'm supposed to be going on a Zoom next week where it's, like, basically how do you protect, like, your artistry. So how have you learned, like, how to protect yourself in that way of, like, is there a way or some kind of way you can protect that from happening to you?
So the sad thing is about fashion is that there's really the patent laws are loose and or non-existent. So I can't make like a really dope pair of pants that are like super rare. But how can I explain it? It's like they can look super rare and be like really dope, but I can't get that patented because I'm not the first person to make a pair of pants. If that makes sense. It has to be something that's like, yeah, you have to like invent a new thing almost to be able to be like, this is mine. If you steal it, we're throwing hands in court.
That's crazy.
It's a little bit easier with textiles though, and with like actual art, like patterns and stuff, because you really can't say, okay, like duh, like this is obviously
my flow.
Yes. But if it's a physical item, like a corset or a bag or whatever, that it gets a little bit harder, and it gets into he said, she said, and that's why a lot of things that are stolen don't go to court, because it's so hard to actually prove it. They end up with settlements. It is, and it hurts a lot of up and coming designers, like especially if you think about the fast fashion industry, to go away from like specific people like the Kardashians. The fast fashion industry as a whole is a culprit of stealing younger, newer designers things. Like Shein is so disgusting to me. I cannot with Shein. I can't.
I ain't gonna lie. I be getting little purses off there.
And you know what? I was gonna say that's a whole different conversation.
The accessories, they be getting me. I'm not gonna lie.
That a conversation about Shein and fast fashion could be a whole different podcast episode. But I just brought that up to say that like that's a clear example of they see what's trending. They see what's like super, rare, and then they just take it, and then now it's being sold to 100,000 people, and those 100,000 people don't even know where it originated from.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about it in that way. Just a good perspective. You're putting me on, learn something new.
Yeah,
that's why you need to come to the podcast. I can learn something new because I'm learning something new. So, do you ever put like your name? What does your name and your brand mean to you? Like, where did that name come from? All that kind of stuff.
It's décollage, and it's French, and it means to move or to shift. So my thought process behind it was to shift fashion away from fast fashion into what's called slow fashion. So, better materials, slower production time to get more quality work out of it. I don't really like the name anymore. This is a name that I've had since 2018, 2019 when I first launched Décollage. I don't know. It just doesn't really feel like me anymore. It doesn't really feel like the brand anymore. Again, I'm only 22. I'm still figuring things out. So it might change. But yeah, for now.
That's okay. This podcast name never changed.
Really? And also, I don't know. How did you get
the Vehemence podcast?
Yes. That's
so first we had the Recess podcast, and you look at Recess podcast. There's a whole bunch of Recess podcasts. So I'm like, this was actually December of 2022. So the person that was my partner at the time, like, we gotta come up with a new name. And he was like, well, I like the name. I'm like, yeah, I like it too, but I want you to look up the podcast and then just one pop up, not 50 pop up. So I'm like, okay, let me find something that's like different, but that can attest to what we're trying to do. So I was just looking at words. I was started looking up synonyms for passionate.
That's what I did too. Yeah.
Synonyms for passionate. I saw prolific. I'm like, because I love Nipsey. He's one of my favorite rappers. Like, you could just feel his music, and he's genuine. So I'm looking at words. I'm literally listening to his lyrics because I be listening to a lot of his stuff. And if, like, some of the stuff, I'd be like, okay, what does this really mean? And he make you think and go back and look up some stuff. So I'm looking at prolific. I'm like, okay, let me see. I don't really like that name. Then I looked it up, and it was, like, other people's prolific. I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, passion. I'm like, we be speaking about all kind of stuff. And how I, like, at the time, we were envisioning a podcast to, like, have multiple different people from Kansas City who have businesses and everything on there to speak about their businesses. Well, people are passionate about their businesses. Okay. So I seen the word vehement, and it was like a passionate person, like to be vehement. And so I'm like, okay. So then I'm looking up like all the other words, and then I'm like, okay, the other words aside from vehemence, and then it was like other words and vehemently and all that different kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, vehement sounds smoother and it's different. And whenever people come on and I tell them the podcast name, they're like, that's different. Or some people even be like, what does that even mean? Yeah. And I tell them and they're like, I didn't even know that's what that meant. And it's like something new, but it's something different. Yeah. But it's also like, just goes well. Like the Vehemence podcast. Like it sounds like, okay, like
y'all talking about some stuff, huh? Like, y'all get into nitty gritty, huh?
So that's how I came up with the name, and I'm like, okay, I like this name, so it just pretty much stuck. Okay, cool. But at first it was the Recess podcast, which that was a cool name, but I'm like, there's too many of these. We gotta be standing out, So I understand changing the names because same thing.
You gotta look. Vivienne Westwood, who's also one of my biggest fashion icons, she changed the name of her brand. It was at least 5 times, I think. And she did that like well into her career. When people were already buying her stuff, she was like scratch that. I know you got that label in your clothes, but no, it's this now. So,
she can do that because it's hers.
Yeah, and period.
And that's important.
Yes.
When it's yours, it's your creation.
It's yours.
Like this, I guess. Well, this is some sort of artistry, some sort of. Well, I was talking to Miss J last week. She's like a massage therapist, and she talked about like being a healer and how everybody is a healer. Like you're healing. Because you're healing people through your clothing. Like, you're selling people the clothing. You're making this yourself out of love. And they put this song as one of one. It's genuinely, they feel good in it. Yeah. They might be having a bad day. They might get dressed up, put your clothing on. That's healing for them.
For sure.
Me doing this podcast is healing for them. So she just made me think in a perspective like we're all healing in different kind of ways as long as we're helping people. So I'm like, dang.
That is so true.
Yeah.
For sure. Because when I think about like fashion, and especially, that picture that I showed you earlier, during that time, I had a good childhood, but it was not always the best of times. And so I really leaned on fashion and I let my mind just go anywhere. Like, what could I really do, in the future to get out of this, rough situation that I'm in right now or whatever.
And that was healing for you.
And it's healing for me, and especially that that collection I told you about earlier, Revival, that was like probably the most, what's the word? The most, I don't know, raw I might ever get in a collection. That one explored my mental health and the idea of like death, kind of like, a part of you dying off so that, or shedding its skin so that a new you can come from that. And so, that was like a really healing experience for me to make that collection.
See?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So my next question is just kind of a general question. How has it been like, so we are in the same grade and same class. We're in the same age. Like, what's your birthday, Cydni?
May 23rd. Gemini.
But it's literally like in the same path. How has it been for you, like navigating after graduating and everything? Like, how has that been?
Look, we gonna keep it $150. College was rough. So now, months after that, I graduated in May. Months after that, I'm finally looking around and I'm like, oh wait, this is what it felt like to be me. Because I went to a school that was in Hicktown, middle of nowhere, no inspiration creatively. Girl, I was the inspiration. Okay, like it was.
Period.
And that's on period. There was just
from Cydni.
There wasn't enough culture around. Not even there wasn't enough Black people. Not enough Asian people, not enough nothing. Not enough nothing.
Same thing.
Yeah. And it's just like, it was just really, really difficult. And so now, finally, I'm getting into the mode of like, okay, this is the new me. I still have parts of me from my past that I love and that I want to take with me for the rest of my life. But college was very difficult. And I'm finally able to let go of that era and come into a new version of myself that I've never met before. So I will say, sometimes it gets a little bit confusing.
But how does that feel? Do you feel free? Because I understand the whole thing of going to the school with, it's like no Black people.
Yeah.
That's very much isolation, very much giving, like, that is hard. If y'all ain't never been through that, it's hard.
Look.
Everybody is just like, you the only person pretty much there that can relate to you. And it was some Black kids at my school, but it was more Black males. It's not it wasn't a lot of Black females, so it's not really no person that you can relate to.
Because like we met in high school, but have you always gone to predominantly white schools? Yeah, so you get it for sure.
I understand.
We here. Yeah. It can
be rough.
It's really
because you're the only Black girl, and so it's like a form of like you get all the attention because you are the only Black girl, but that don't mean you want the attention. Or now all of a sudden you're like the spokesperson for Black women everywhere, and it's like, what the hell is that? Yes, it's really difficult, and then especially like with acting. I know this is such a tangent, but I'm so happy with acting and modeling.
I'm so happy to be doing that because I feel like there's more representation now for people with a huge hair and wide noses and big lips. And, you know, like, we should be really proud of that. But in the schools that we went to, that was not...
It's like, can I touch your hair?
I can't touch your hair.
Your hair is different today. Is that your real hair?
Yeah. It grew overnight. It's really difficult.
And then you can't even slap them. It's like...
No, right.
No violence. No. But at the same time, it makes you want to get violent. So just like, be for real.
Yeah.
Like, be.
Zero for real.
Like, stop.
Yeah, but I will say, like, it's definitely freeing now because, I don't know, I'll say, in June, like the month of June, I was like, wait. No one is going to tell me what time I need to get up and be at a certain location. Like, I'm an adult. I actually have to do that for myself. Like, if I want a certain result, I have to go out and get it.
That's freeing for me. How does that feel for you?
It's freeing.
I like it. It's like...
It's freeing. But it's also, I'll say, like, the other side of that is... It's like sink or swim. Like, you know, you either it's freeing, you either gonna like run wild and like, oh my God, I can do whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or you gonna like really, like,
it depends, you gotta go out and get it. Yeah, you're in a free world. I feel free though too, because I'd be tired of like being in that predominantly white type, like that's...
No, it was not it.
And then you in the middle of like everything, like, you go over here with these white people, you too. Black girl.
Oh my God, yeah.
Then you with black people, they like, you sound like a white girl. I used to like, where am I placed at? Where do I belong?
No, and then, there's like so much, especially in predominantly white schools amongst black people. It's a really unfortunate phenomenon of like internalized featureism and internalized, I don't know if I want to say racism. I don't want people to like run with that, but internalized feelings.
It's racism.
If it's racism, it's racism. But it's like, where, you know, I'm sure you remember at North they used to have like roasting sessions and stuff, and all of a sudden it'll be like actual funny jokes. Then all of a sudden they talking about some dark skinned dude, like they saying like really disgusting things, and I'm just like, what are we doing?
How did we get here?
What? Yeah. How'd you even think?
They don't say that and mean to, and then they think that just because they're not straight out calling you that hard N-I-G-E-R, that it's not racism. But it's other ways to be racist than besides saying that.
Yes, it is. No.
It's other ways.
Girl.
Minute racism is a real thing.
Look.
And minute racism is way more common than blatant racism.
Yes, put that on a t-shirt because that's really where it goes. Like,
they don't think it's racist.
No, they don't.
They just like, well, I didn't call you. Still racism.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'll never forget when this white boy at lunch called me his slave. I really almost got a charge that day. Like I was like, you're what? Oh, I was so taken aback. Yeah.
They just be so oblivious. Didn't they play victim so good?
Yes, they did. Look, they start that apple don't fall far from the tree because
crying the tears.
Yes.
My grandma called them white girl tears.
I'm weak. Yeah.
But no, not going for none of that. And then when you don't go for none of that, you're
not black woman.
You're the angry black woman.
You're aggressive. You're all of that. Well, and then also, I think I found freedom in aggression. Yeah. I'll say that for sure.
But I don't want to be they be like the whole stigma of being that strong black woman. I'm just a black woman. No. I'm not stronger than that. I'm just black. And I'm just here. And I'm here to do what God destined me to do. I'm not here to do nothing extra. But what he got for me. Yeah. So I'm not here to teach you about my culture. I'm not here to enlighten you about my culture. I'm not here to explain to you about my culture. I'm not here to explain. No.
You're
just, what you get is what you get.
Well, and I think too, like that's such. We don't have the agency to do that all the time. Like it's again, like what we were talking about earlier. You're like the spokesperson for every black person in the world. Like all of a sudden, and it's like no, you should be able to have your own experience as just a person.
And then some of them would be surprised that you have things. Like, I know when I first transferred, because I went to JUCO, and I came to my school, and they were like, I come to school because I'm a sneaker girl.
Yeah.
I've always been a sneaker girl.
Fly
I like sneakers.
too. Yeah.
I'm going to wear my jeans. I'm going to wear me a shirt. I might got me a jacket on. I might have me a crop top on, but I'm going to have my sneakers on. I'm going to have some earrings on. My nails going to be done. Like a girly tomboy. It's weird. But they, after a while, they're like, thinking I need them for some type of stuff. I'm like, no. Then they see me after like a couple months. They're like, I've never seen you with the same shoe on. Okay.
Because and that's just that, and you haven't, and that's why I like it, and that's just that.
But they be like surprised that you have stuff. Like they be surprised that you're not the poor black girl that need a ride, or that you need some help. Like if you, that's the thing. They like the black people that need something from them because they feel like they're doing charity work. They feel like they're giving you charity.
Yes.
They feel like they give you charity, helping you in some kind of way or sort. So they don't like you because you need their help, and they feel like they're doing what they call God's work and helping you and all that kind of stuff. But when the person don't need nothing from them, then it's like, oh, you're too good. You don't need me.
Because they just want to turn around and be able to throw it in your face that they helped you. And that,
but when you don't need nothing from them, they be madder. Like, what are you mad? I don't need nothing for you for. What's wrong with you? What's going on here? What's going on? Why?
What are we doing? For what?
Strange.
Yeah.
Strange. Problems at PWIs.
Yes, for real. No, that could also be a whole different podcast episode. Like
literally.
Jeez.
But what else? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. I'm a big thinker. I'm a high achiever. I see myself on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. I do. Yeah. I feel like, I'm figuring things out right now, but something is going to click very, very soon. And I'm going to be well on my way to where I want to be in my future. I want financial stability. And I really just want to be so I just want to really walk in my purpose. I'll say this year, especially after graduation, the day after I got home, actually, I ended up being casted in a music video that was shooting in LA, but I couldn't do it. Oh my God, y'all, I got sick the day after graduation. I was so upset. So I was like, but I was upset, but I talked to my mom. Shout out to mom. She's really that girl. Moms, period. And she was like, this is just God showing you that it's happening. It's up. Where the doors are opening. This is what you've wanted and it's going to start happening. And that it did. From that point forward, I really have been walking in my purpose this year. Has it been tiring? Yes. But I'm figuring it out. If I can do what I did this year, times 10 next year, and then again times 10 the next year after that. Keep elevating.
Elevation is key.
Yeah. Then I'm going to be exactly where I want to be with my brand, with acting, modeling, everything.
So do you see yourself staying here in Kansas City? That's what I meant to ask a lot of people. That's our age. I had Devin on here and Rio and them on here. Do you see yourself staying in Kansas City, or where would you go? You give me New York vibes.
I love that. That's the best compliment.
You're okay, I'm here now, but I'm gonna be in New York vibes. And I love the East Coast. So I can see myself being in New York. Yeah. Because I just like the East Coast. They just real.
They are. So that's the thing. I don't with filmmaking. LA is that girl. But I am not an LA person. I know that right now. I'll definitely, have to go there to film some things. From time to time. But as far as permanent location, New York is it. Yeah. Yeah. Because
Midwest, I don't know. Just too. I don't know.
Well,
I like the Midwest, but I feel like for us to expand and grow, we got to get out of our comfort zone.
Yes.
So even if that's we going out to live our dreams, explore, we young, we're 22. Ain't nobody worried about no kids right now.
No. I was going to say something vulgar.
Go ahead. Yes. F them kids.
F them kids. You knew how I was coming. Look, No, and I'm the oldest of 5 too. So like, look, it's really, I love my siblings, but it's really F them kids. Like, we're not.
Like, I'm the oldest too, and I just be like,
yeah. Why would you want that right now? Why would you want? Look, I'm sorry. Let me not. I'm not.
But
judging.
It's just like, I feel like we can go out and live our dreams, and then eventually we want to come back home. I mean, that's always an option, but you never know until you know what you could accomplish being somewhere else.
That's my thing. I envision myself going off to New York to just have those experiences. I need to live somewhere else. That is a need for me in my life.
Yes, and New York just give you like, yo, get up.
Yeah, like, yes. I feel like I wouldn't be able to slack if I'm there and I'm in the city. I've only visited New York one time, and I'm hooked. Like, I have to go back.
Me too. I'm going back in April.
Oh, congrats. Yay.
I love the East Coast, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just like the vibe. It just feels like motivating. Like, everybody's doing something. Everybody's getting something. Like, they'll sell you a hat. Mm-hmm. For $15, that's $2. But they gon'. But
they're hustling, and you gotta respect it.
Literally sell water to a whale. For
real.
Like,
yes. And it's like, you know what? I see you, and here's $2 because I look like you going after what you need.
Yes.
But I do envision myself going off and then coming back because I really do. I love KC. Mm-hmm. I think within the past couple years we finally started to see like almost a renaissance in the city, and it kind of coming into like its fullest potential now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I really want to come back and help out around the city. I want to have enough money to really put funding where funding is needed in the city to help out smaller creatives, just like myself in the future. And then also with the KC, because we just got a film intensive actually. So
didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's really dope. Bigger projects are going to be coming to KC. Okay. So with acting, honestly, I've been cleaning up. Like this first year, I'm like, this ain't too bad. Mm-hmm. This ain't too bad, and it's only gonna go up from here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll just really see.
Well, y'all heard it here first. We had Cydni on this podcast. Is this your first podcast?
It is, yeah.
So we had Cydni on the podcast first. So when she go and do big things, I'm gonna need y'all to do your little clips and reference back to this video.
Hey, look, that's on. No. You being serious, and I like it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm so grateful that you came on here. Like, Cydni got good energy. You just put energy, good vibes. And I'm going to put her clothing brand in the link. And when she launches her thing, we're going to recircle back and have a conversation. Because as you can see, we could have multiple conversations. There's some things that we really didn't get to that she's like, that could be a whole other podcast. And it most definitely can. But for now, this is what y'all got. And I'm going to need y'all to use what y'all got. And I'm going to need y'all to go support Cydni. Go support her clothing. Go follow her. See all the things that she's going to do and achieve that we talk about in this project. On her projects, in her filming, everything just coming into full circle.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to tell people or say or let people know, like anything else you got coming? She got films coming in 2024. Just one?
No. So I'm almost saying 2, but I actually just got cast in another film a couple days ago. so we'll see. But 2024 is going to be a very big year.
2024 is up for me. It's up for the podcast. It's up for Cydni. It's up for me. Everything.
Yeah.
Coming together. And we are just grateful. So if you're watching this podcast, again, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to put everything in the link in the bio so you can connect with Cydni, get you some pieces so you can look fly, and have you a wonderful day.
Yeah.
So, again, thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.